So I want to talk a little bit about fear. Fear is so prevalent in the world that we're inhabiting today, and it's so debilitating, and it's so difficult to live in a healthy way when we're overrun by fear. And when we're overrun by fear, I think what happens is that we get caught up in ourselves. We get caught up in the me, as opposed to the counter side to fear is love and trust. And when we can go over to that side, it's almost like we're handing ourselves over to divinity. And at the end of the day, we can't control 99.99999% of what's going on in the world. But what we can do is we can control how we experience the world. And we can control the energy field that we create within ourselves and that then we put out into the world. And so that, if we're sitting in fear, we're stuck. If we're sitting in fear, fear feels to me, if you feel into fear, for me, fear feels like it's a very stuck energy. It kind of holds you and grips you, it grips you. And then we can't do anything, and we can't move, and we can't shift until we meet it and go, okay, so I'm going to move you over there because I don't need to be in fear. Because if I can step into the depths of myself, and if I can step into the divinity that is me, and I can step into the trust of God, and then there is no fear. There literally is no fear, because there's nothing to fear, because the biggest force on this planet is love, right? And I see God as love. I see God as a vessel, as the vessel of love, actually. And so if we can hold on to that part of ourselves, and we can really hold on to that divinity inside ourselves, then there is no fear, because we're not trying to control anything. And of course, control is the biggest issue in this world. We're all trying to control things. It's a trauma response. It's a response to the ego. It's a response to fear, even, actually, of I want to be in control. And fear says, fear comes up when we realize we can't control, and then we get scared. So what are we going to do with that? If fear is that place where we realize that we can't control anything, and it makes us anxious, how are we going to change that? The only way to change that, the only way we can possibly change that, is by taking that journey into love. There is no other way. There literally is no other way, because then we hand over the control of what we can't control, but we start to control what we can control, which is inside us. So how do I experience me? How do I experience the divinity of me? How do I experience life when I'm in that place? And it's such a much better place to be, and it's our responsibility. I'm absolutely sure of that. It's our responsibility to make that change for ourselves. And if we want to be a model of, be an ambassador of love, because the world won't change without us, the ambassadors. You're an ambassador, I'm an ambassador. You wouldn't be listening to me if you weren't an ambassador. It's just stepping into your power of the ambassador of love. That's what we can do.